Okay, kids. Um, you'll have to excuse the setup I've got here. I've got my phone clamped in a tripod, pointing at my computer monitor because the donations just aren't really keeping everything afloat here. But um, this is going to be a little bit different video. Guess a little more serious than normal. What this is, I'm going to tell you a short story about what happened to me on August 24th, 2022. Um, this is what you're looking at here. This is a Google Earth view of Steep Lake in the Boundary Waters Canoe area, about I don't know, 4 miles from the Canadian border, maybe less. And this is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Me and another individual entered. You see where the little hand is here on the right. We entered Steep Lake off of this portage about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and our plans were to come down here and camp at this campsite down here in the southwest corner. Well, anyway, we paddled our canoes kind of where this green line is. This is another trip I took, but you can ignore that line. We came in this way, and we got about to this point, and we could hear people. We could hear people talking back up in here. So we thought, and which was we hadn't seen. We'd been up there for almost a week, haven't seen or heard anybody, completely alone. This is going to be our third lake we were staying on, and anyway, we heard people, and which was not a good thing because we kind of wanted to have our pick of campsites and be left alone. So, but we didn't know if they were, leaving, going out, or if they were just coming in and passing through, or no idea. So I had I had thought that this campsite down here was the best one on the lake. I'm not sure where I got that idea, but so we started paddling, and and then we heard people talking again, and then both of us heard it, and so we kept on paddling down, 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 down. We got down here in front of this campsite, right here. I don't know if you can see my pointer, but I want to move it in a circle so it's obvious. We get in front of this campsite, and right off the shore, the water drops 10 feet deep. It just wasn't very easy to get in and out of a canoe. We were traveling in. This is a North Star um, Northwind Solo. Um, this is about a 16-foot 8-inch canoe. Pretty unstable, relatively hard to get in and out of unless you had a good shallow landing. So anyway, um, and the guy I was with commented that it stunk down there. He said it smelled musty, and I was like, "Well, all right." I didn't smell anything, and we were both sober. Neither one of us were on drugs. No heroin, coke, weed, speed, hash, PC, none of it, none of that stuff. Totally sober. And anyway, we paddled down around the corner here, and I was like, well, I said, shit, let's turn back. Let's turn back, just go up to that other campsite. I'm talking about the one up here. And so we turned around, and we were paddling up here, and right about in here, right about in this area, I paddled through a warm spot, like a warm patch of air, and and it was cloudy, overcast, and cool, and it was a distinct temperature rise, and only for a few feet. Maybe it was half a canoe length, if even that. Maybe just a 5 foot long little patch of air. The temperature felt like it rose about 10 degrees. And anyway, I said something to the guy I was with, and he looked at me. Like, he didn't experience that. And paddled a little further and felt it again, right about here. And I also told him about that. And I may have felt it a third time. I'm not really sure, but it was for sure twice. And I'd only ever had that happen when I was walking in the woods one other time. Um, I know if you go down, if you're riding a motorcycle at night and you're going down through valleys and up hills, that happens. But this is on flat water on an overcast day, and with almost no wind. Anyway, so we paddled up and we came up between this island here, all the way up here to this campsite. And there was nobody there. Nobody there. And it looked pretty good. So we got all of our stuff set up and tents and hammocks and all that. And guy I was with was down here on the, actually, it was over here. Well, this isn't quite accurate here. It's more like over here. But he got over. He was out on the bank or on the shore. It was rock. Getting his fishing pole out and gonna cast and all that. And I was up by the fire grate goofing off, and then we hear this. It was like a roar, kind of crossed with a yell, and it sounded like it was coming from down in here. I mean, it was probably a good 3/4 of a mile away, something like that. And he looked at me and he said, "What the hell was that?" I said, "I don't know. Hell if I know." And not wanting to dwell on it or be a bitch, I just kept on keeping on. And about 3 or 4 minutes later, it happened again. And I was like, "All right, okay." Well, then I went back to the pack and I got the problem solver. Got this out, and I don't know what the hell that was. Anyway, gotta kind of wrap this up here, but it we ended up we didn't hear anything else. In fact, it got real quiet. There wasn't hardly a mosquito out, no flies, there was no wind, no frogs. And after dark, it was the same way. We stayed up about 30 minutes after dark, and then went to bed, and it was just dead quiet. It was just as quiet as being inside of a cave. I've never ever seen anything that quiet above ground, and it was really odd and creepy. But anyway, yeah, the next day we packed up our shit and headed out to the north, and so we went by this campsite. It was unoccupied. In fact, we went by this one. It didn't look like anybody'd been there for a long time. And we went, we paddled clear out into here before we finally saw anybody. And let me see, that's just to give you kids an idea. Talking straight line, that's 2.5 miles, 2.4 miles. So anyway, that's my story. I don't know what the heck it was. It was one of the strangest things I've ever had happen when I'm out in a place like this. And I have been thinking about it since, and there's only two things that kind of make any sense. And one of them would be, maybe it was one of these. I don't know. The other one was maybe one of these. It even says Canada right there, the Sam Squanch. But I don't know. Leave a comment. You tell me what you think. That's pretty much every detail I can remember. Don't know. Help a brother figure it out.